Spoilers! You are being warned of the spoilers multiple times! Because I have to, because then sometimes people get... Hello, everyone! I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy, with the spoiler discussion, the debate, the breakdown of the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. So if you don't want spoilers, click off this video and click on the other video that is linked somewhere. It's either up above or in the description or wherever. And watch this one after the fact. And please subscribe, share, like. I have Subscribestar, Patreon, BitChute, Twitter, Twitch, all of the things in case, you know, we get in trouble. In case we get in trouble. I don't know why we get in trouble for a WandaVision video, but who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shalom, Midnight Church After Dark.
He's making faces at me.
And I just noticed I have like a really big chin when I do this. See, big chin.
I fixed the Dutch angle, but it doesn't fix what's inside the window. Yay, no, I'm just kidding. He's bad.
It's functional. See that?
Fabric softener. You're allergic to fabric softener. Anywho. So we watched WandaVision today.
We did.
Oh.
So they set it up like it's a couple like 1960s, early 1960s, 1950s, late 1950s, early 1960s sitcoms.
Yeah.
They're paying homage to Donna Reed, Leave It to Beaver, Dick Van Dyke. Watch, we're getting in trouble with saying Dick Van Dyke.
Probably. Yeah. So, but that's the main one that the first episode is based on. It's clearly like a Dick Van Dyke Show sort of scenario. All right, the first episode, he's working in like an office, Vision does, and he doesn't know what the crap they do there. They're celebrating some mystery day that they don't know why. It's on the calendar. It's got a heart there. Nobody knows what.
It's got a heart.
The date is. Yeah. So like
August
why
23rd is the August 23rd is the date.
So they don't know why they're celebrating, but they're like, yes, it's very important, and neither one wants to admit what they're celebrating.
Typical like early 60s sitcom fare, you know.
Yeah, I promise. And then the neighbor comes in to introduce herself. Hi, I hear you're new to the neighborhood, and that's where we get the we swore it was Anna Gasteyer, but it's not. Actress.
It's Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
who actually should be Anna Gasteyer.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
But she has really good range for an actress. I mean, but she's basically playing the same part over 2 episodes, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So she and Wanda decide that it's the anniversary based on, you know, just some little neighborly banter. It's a little bit more suggestive than a 1960s sitcom. That's one of the things that kind of took me out of the first episode was it was a little bit more modernized than a 60s like 1960s sitcom would be. Just little bedroom references that wouldn't be there, that wouldn't be allowed by the censors. And so that kind of threw me out, because I am a connoisseur. I am an expert on 1960s sitcoms, especially things like The Dick Van Dyke Show, which was Nick at Night's most popular voted sitcom. There's no second place. It went second place right behind Mary Tyler Moore's show, actually, at one point. Or was it the other way around now? Oh, wow. Now I'm screwing up. I'm an expert, but I don't remember shit.
I used to love the Mary Tyler Moore show.
Smoke weed every day.
I remember that every Sunday night when I was a kid.
Yeah, I watched all of them when I was a kid, and then I watched them again as a teenager. And
that's when CBS had good programming.
And talk about empowering female characters. You know, we always had even the housewives. Now this is one thing that I had a problem with this. They have these little commercials in there. One of them is, you know, is your husband upset that you burn his toast, wife who is property of a husband? That's not how these sitcoms actually were, because the wives were just as savvy as their husbands in a lot of cases, most of the time. And, so, you know, they were really in charge of the household. They knew how to be manipulative. They knew how to be sneaky.
I mean, they were written smarter than people give them credit for back then. I mean,
look at the Honeymooners. She would give it right back to Ralph, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. They don't realize that because they've never actually watched them, because they're going off the stereotype of it. So that was kind of upsetting, even though they did write Wanda in the way where she was just as smart and savvy, and they were equals in this, and that's one of the things I did like.
Well, I did like the aspect. I did like the whole miscommunication thing, about, what's this date? Don't you know? And they were both kind of piecing together, and neither one of them knew what it was. And then Vision's boss, Mr. Hart, said, "Oh, of course, it's a Hart, Mr. Hart's abbreviation." And they said, "I have a computer for a brain. Why would I need to abbreviate things?" So, yeah, but it was a very kind of typical sitcom storyline.
It's a double bewitched, because she's kind of trying to hide the fact that she has these little witchy powers, and I use the term witchy powers because they're a little bit more like materialization of things than somebody who would be able, like you explained, she can move energy around, and it's like, but that's always been one of my problems with the MCU too, is like is a lot of the sciencey explanations don't really make a whole lot of sense, whereas if I were watching Bewitched, I would just know she's just a witch, and they have omnipotence, so they can materialize things, they can manipulate time, they can they can do everything, right? They're Q, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
And for him, then with the double bewitched, he's then a robot. So he has like all people are like, "Oh, what are you, a robot or a computer?" And "Oh no, I'm very much a normal human who eats human food and things." And that was kind of a cute little
little nod to
him
that.
trying to fit in and hiding the fact that he was not human. So that's kind of cute, but
yeah. One of the things though, actually, the Deborah Jo Rupp from
that 70s show.
The mom was in both of these episodes. The moms, and she's always good in everything what she does.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the issues I had though, was with this dinner party scene. So the boss comes over for this dinner party where if you don't impress him, you're fired, and of course shenanigans, because you've got a robot and a witch, and they have this thing that they don't know what's going on. So. Where it gets weird is after they get all the food on the table and everything, there's a lot of weird slow pauses where you can kind of feel the awkwardness here and there. And there's a point where they're grilling them. Where are you from? What's your story? What's your story? And then the boss starts to choke at the dinner table. With as long as it takes for them to jump up and try and give him the Heimlich maneuver or anything, like, why wouldn't that be like their immediate thing? Why are they just sitting there for so long? Like, what should we do?
Well,
she finally says, "Vision,
help them." They're trying not to break the whole 60s sitcom illusion. And to me, I think that part would have been better played if he had just rescued his boss using his powers and trying to dismiss it. "Oh yeah, you're imagining too much wine. You're imagining things, know." So that would have played better into the whole thing, I think.
Well, I think for me, what doesn't work about it for me is that when they shift tones so dramatically and so drastically, they go to this almost surreal. It almost turns into Eraserhead for about a minute, just for a split second with some of this. I don't know. Did you ever see Eraserhead?
I know of Eraserhead. I've never seen it.
Okay, so there's like the weird dinner party scene where they have all the chickens like that are moving. Oh, yeah, it just turns into like this. I don't really feel comfortable watching this anymore for about a split second.
Well,
and because I'm like, are they gonna just let this guy? They're not gonna let this guy die and choke out on the floor, are they? And it just takes a little too long for them to jump in and do anything and move the story along on their awkward pauses. I think for me, that's kind of what it feels like.
Like I said, the awkward pauses, granted, but at the same time, like I said, it was just so, the tonal shift was just so jarring that it really disrupts the flow.
Yeah. And I think it's supposed to, but I don't think it's executed. I think it's an experiment that's going wrong.
It's supposed to, but for me, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think if they played it straight, like a 60s, 50s, 60s sitcom, and he had rescued him using his power, and said, "Oh well, that's just too much wine. Oh, ooh, boy, this wine's awfully strong." No, that's you're imagining things. And just played it straight. That I think that would have been better. But like I said, the tonal shift was just so jarring. It just didn't work for me.
I think it's trying too much to appeal to like the MCU sort of viewer, instead of trying to be this homage to a sitcom solely. And that's where it kind of loses me, because for me, I would have rather known going in, and this is kind of what I'm assessing based on like the rumors and all the coverage I've done of this and the little things that I do remember here and there. It seems to me like they're trying so hard to weave it into the Doctor Strange movie, and they're trying so hard to make it feel weird and current and let you know that it's weird and current, that they got to kind of bash you over the head with it a lot. And for me, I would have just rather known going in, hey, watch Wanda and Vision try and piece their way through the multiverse and find out how to figure out their reality and figure out what's actually going on, right? Yeah. And like, do they know that they're Wanda and Vision, but they don't know why they're there, right? And they beat you over the head with that, with what's your backstory? What's your backstory? What's your backstory? Yeah. But then they forget about it immediately, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I really would have rather had little moments here and there where they're like, well, that's awfully odd. We actually don't know that much. And then they kind of discuss it in, like away from the neighbors and the extra people, where we got to find out where we're from. And I don't think this is it. And I think we're the only people here who are real. Something like that.
Where are you from? Where are you from? I was just kept waiting for one of them to say, oh, we're from New York. Just to make up something. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You must be familiar with this deli down on Arthur Avenue. I'm like, yeah, I love it. Vinny. Oh, yeah. Vinny takes good care of me. Vinny. The guy's name is Lou. Just those more that play into that sitcom-y world.
Yeah. I think it just jars you too far out of it, and that's what it doesn't really work for me. But I'm kind of curious to see where it goes. But I mean, I'm such a huge fan of like the 1960s sitcoms anyway that it kind of hurts to see what could be really, really fun, and it just isn't, and it's frustrating.
Well, the second episode is the are we done talking about the first one? We can talk about the second one?
Yeah, I think we're done talking about the first one, because the first one just wraps on them saying, yes, we're a weird couple, and here's
But it also wraps on, there's this moment where the camera pulls away and it's looking at a TV screen. Mm-hmm. And you see a hand reach for the control of the remote, and it turns the screen off. Mm-hmm. So like, okay, they're trapped in some kind of TV reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's where it ends. That's the big mystery box. So the second episode picks up and it's yeah. Well, the second episode, mystery box. I didn't invent the mystery box. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, I know.
The second episode picks up, and they're doing an obvious homage to Bewitched, with the cute animated intro and
the house, the interior.
The house, the interior.
She's doing a spot-on Elizabeth Montgomery impression. And I was not really super aware that Elizabeth Olsen was that good as an actress, but I'm really liking her as an actress. She's really good in this.
She is absolutely charming as doing an Elizabeth Montgomery impression. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me wish that more actresses, and she actually has pretty broad range, it just makes me wish more actresses like Elizabeth Olsen, like, let's just say, Kate Winslet, like, who's another prominent actress?
You're asking me.
I don't know. Whomever, take your pick. Throw a name out there. I don't care who it is. You in the comments, throw a name out there. I don't care. But it just makes me wish that more actresses like this would branch out into broader roles like comedy. Mm-hmm. Because I think Elizabeth Olsen would do very well if not in a sitcom, in a comedy. Not that comedies are any good anymore.
Has she done comedies though? She probably has.
Probably.
Right?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But like I said, she obviously has the acting range to do it, to be convincing.
Well, he's not bad either, though. He's okay too on his. Paul Bettany, he's pretty good in this for comedy wise. But I think that's one of the things that I think I miss in like the DC stuff is that it's not fun so much. I mean, Shazam was, but you know, there's not a whole lot of lighthearted, and that I really wanted this to be. It's less Twin Peaksy, I think, and I haven't watched Twin Peaks, but less mindfucky, I think is the best way, because that's what they're going for too much, and I just want to enjoy a nice little 1960s sitcom sort of homage, and it does kind of feel like, you know, it would be a Mad TV sketch that just goes on a little too long for some of these too. I mean, it feels like maybe they should have just done less time, like give us some time jumps in these episodes instead of this episode is all Bewitched, this episode's all Dick Van Dyke. If we jump a little so that we kind of, without changing the tone so much, but so we know as the audience without slowing it down and creeping us out, you know, change it up where, you know, one scene they're doing exactly the same, only they're in a completely different house in color in the 80s. They're in the Family Ties house because I know that's coming because I saw the trailer. That's kind of how I would do this if I were making this show. But
yeah, she has been in she's, well, according to IMDb, she has been in one comedy so far, a comedy called Liberal Arts with Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother. Probably nothing to write home about. Not that comedies are any good, not that they get any traction. People are so serious these days. Nobody wants to laugh.
Right. Well, you can't even have anything that's actually funny without, for fear of offending somebody. So.
But she obviously does have the range to do that kind of acting.
I like them both in this. I mean, the cast so far has been really, really good. So the second episode, they're for some reason. All the ladies in the neighborhood are organizing a talent show fundraiser thing for the children. And it's very cult-like, you know, for the children.
For the children.
You see no children in this neighborhood or this episode at all either.
That's kind of creepy,
Yeah. And it's just little creepy things that I'm kind of... That just don't gel with me because I just want a straight sitcom, and I know people are gonna be so mad, but that's the point of it. I know. I'm sorry.
So Vision, he's trying to make friends at the local library, you know, at the men's meeting, and
their neighborhood watch. Oh, there's a weird noise with the neighborhood watch. And they're both like Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, Vision and Wanda. They have the little cute twin beds. First off, they give them a nice little cute twin. They're both afraid to look out the window and see what's going on. Yeah, somebody should take care of it. Yeah, somebody should. So
he puts his head under the covers. Yeah,
you see a little bit of like modern day sort of feminism. She's like, "Fine, I'm going to take care of myself," and she just opens the window with her powers. She doesn't actually go out and look. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, it turns out it's a tree. So I mean, well, that's something Elizabeth Montgomery would have done, though.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. See, that's another like super strong female character. She was like not only on screen but off. She was a producer on her show. She was in charge of everything. That like, oh man, and people always like to complain to me about, oh, don't you want representation? Don't you need role models? Well, I had them already. I grew up watching stuff like Bewitched.
Oh, Elizabeth Montgomery was fantastic. You kidding me? Oh yeah. And so, they're organizing. They're at the neighborhood watch meeting. He's at the neighborhood watch meeting. Someone hands him a stick of gum, and he chews it down, and he swallows it, and it gums up accidentally. It gums up his gears, his works, and he acts drunk. Really, which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, that was pretty cute. But they have this magic act that they were going to do for this charity thing. Oh, meanwhile, Wanda's trying to get in with this super elite sort of neighborhood mean girl, you know, the alpha chick, she's
Dottie.
She's the one who's in charge of organizing. She can get you in with a country club. She can get your kids into school at some point, even though you don't have any. Oh, it's a little early for that. Yeah. And actually, we do get our first look at Monica Rambeau at this, played by Teyonah Parris. She plays Monica Rambeau. She's not Monica Rambeau yet.
Yeah, well, she plays Monica Rambeau / Geraldine.
Yeah, she's playing Geraldine, like a what was it, community organizer or something.
Yeah, it's she's like a head of the PTA or something like that. Yeah, who's actually very good. I liked her.
Yeah. So
Vision's acting drunk, and they're doing their best. They're using their powers to not let anybody catch on that he's a super strong android.
Yeah, but he's so drunk he doesn't realize. I don't think that act was rehearsed. I think they only had the cabinet part. I think he just went out there and he's like, I can float, and she's like, oh shit, and then she's like, here's a rope that is holding you up, and yeah, here's how we're doing it. I don't think that they planned that part. Did they plan that part, or is that she improvised it?
I'm not sure. Some of it did feel improvised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's scripted, but it felt like she was scripted to make it up on the fly there to counter and to cover for him being drunk. So, because they're embarrassed, because she's embarrassed, she's like, oh shit, they're going to be mad at us. Because she thinks that they screwed up. That's why I thought it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
That, he's like, hey, I got super strength. I can lift a piano. And then she turns it into a cardboard cutout. And she's like, oopsie, you don't see this. And she kind of makes it the act that she's covering for, or that they're screwing up and revealing how they're doing their tricks. That kind of
which actually then eventually though, I mean, but it turns out they're the hit of the talent show.
Yeah, because they're funny and it's quirky and cute and unexpected.
Wanda takes the gum out of Vision and he's better. And at the end there's an Easter egg. There's a reveal. They hear the noise again. They're in bed. They hear the noise again first, and it's revealed that she's expecting. She's pregnant. Mm-hmm. How that happened with an android, I don't know. But anyway.
Well, and in the course of 2 hours, she's 6 months along in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Also.
But anyway, it took Wilma Flintstone almost a year to show. So, Barney, I knocked Wilma up. Hey, Fred, good going.
Leslie Headland?
But. It's my Leslie Headland action figure. That's mean. But anyway.
Oh no.
So they hear the noise again. They go outside, and they go outside the house and they look, and there's a manhole cover rattling. Oh, we're not supposed to say manhole. Maintenance cover.
For maintenance peoples.
For maintenance peoples, yes. It gets moved out of the way, and up through the hole comes
a Ninja Turtle.
We couldn't get that lucky. I was expecting a Chud.
I was expecting the Ninja Turtles.
Or I was, you know what?
He framed his poster. Let me put it in a frame for you.
The first thing I thought was, the Morlocks from the X-Men who live in the sewer. But that's not the case. Turns out it's a beekeeper.
I forgot he was a beekeeper. Because I remember saying, is that supposed to be Doctor Strange? Because that's who it looked like based on you just see a split second, you see the profile for just a split second, and I'm like, that's got to be Doctor Strange, right? Because I know this is supposed to be into the going in and tying into the Doctor Strange multiverse, and I think that's where a lot of these tonal shifts kind of are coming from that.
Well, he has and this didn't dawn on me until.
And if later. I'm wrong about it being Doctor Strange, go ahead and yell at me. So.
Well, it didn't dawn on me until later, but he's wearing a beekeeper's outfit with a logo on the back, which is from an organization. This is the spoiler. Organization in the Marvel Universe called SWORD.
Okay.
Sentient World Observation and Response Department. They're sort of like the intergalactic shield.
Okay.
And I don't know how they figured this into this. I don't know what's going to go on. Maybe it's got to do something with the Skrulls and the Secret Invasion. Again, we're getting into speculation now, but
because I was under the impression that Doctor Strange put him in a pocket universe, or this is like one of their little pocket universes. In between lives, because didn't Vision die? And
Vision died. Yeah,
but he was dead anyway, and they didn't bring him back because he died before
Infinity War.
Yeah,
but But the sword logo also turns up on the little toy helicopter that's colored red, and everything else is in black and white. So
it's the
that
red and
stands
gold.
out.
So
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to figure it into this yet. It's we said in the spoiler-free review that this series isn't really grabbing me. It's hard to figure out why, but I suspect it's mostly because these are secondary characters that they don't have the allure or the charisma or the appeal that a Captain America or that an Iron Man, that a Thor, that I wouldn't even say Doctor Strange would probably make a good television series, but the big character, they don't have that joie de vivre that those kind of characters have.
Well, they don't when you put them in a Marvel setting, I think, for me. And that's what really, really takes me out of this is every time we're out of that little sitcom thing and they're back to, and now they're the superhero Marvel-y characters and there's all this Marvel stuff going on around them. And I think for me, it would work so much better if that part of the series was out of there. And I know people are going to be like, you're just not a big Marvel. I know. I'm not the biggest. I'm more the Star Trek and Babylon 5 sort of sci-fi fan.
At the same time, though, you can look at it with you can look at it with what we call a jaundiced eye, and you can see it probably give him a little bit more honest assessment of it.
Well, yeah, and for me, I mean, I'm such a huge fan of the 1960s sitcoms that I know exactly what works with them and what doesn't, and what gets stale, and what could be really, really well done. And if they had just stuck to this like homage that they were going for, I could probably forgive the little innuendos and stuff for a little bit of a modern day audience. I could forgive some of like the bedroom jokes and implications, I guess.
Yeah,
but.
Well, like I said, the tonal shifts at the end when the beekeeper comes out and it gets all dramatic and gets all tense. Again, the tonal shift is very, very jarring. It takes you out of that world. I know that's the idea, but if you played it straight as a sitcom, I think it would have been more effective. That's just me. A beekeeper shows up. Why is there a beekeeper here? Yeah. Let me give you my card, and it has the sword logo on it, or whatever,
Right?
And why a beekeeper? A beekeeper in the sewer, especially. Because there's huge bee infestations in the sewer. I don't know.
I'm more concerned to trying to line us up now, because I pulled you in frame more because of the Turtles poster, and then I'm like, now you're bigger than, because I was bigger than you for a second. Now you're bigger than me, and I don't know how to fix that, but I'll leave it. Without fiddling with it constantly. Yeah, why a beekeeper?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like I said, it looked like Doctor Strange to me, so maybe he's popping in as a beekeeper.
I remember that Doctor Who episode with David Tennant, and he figured out bees were aliens.
Yeah,
and they were all going back home. Maybe bees are aliens in this thing. I don't know. It's weird.
We didn't even see any bees though.
There were bees buzzing around him.
Well, yeah, just around him, but not like there wasn't an indication of them in the episode or anything.
No. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be coming up. I don't know. I'm curious, but I keep saying if I don't watch this anymore, I'm not really going to regret it. That's a weird thing to say for me, being such a huge Marvel fan.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I really wish they would have intertwined the later, so we're not just all focused on one sitcom per, just as our indicator that something was wrong, and because it feels a little heavy-handed with the huge tonal shifts. And it makes it less entertaining and less enjoyable. And I know that's super criticky and super nitpicky, but you got to put on the critic hat when you do these. So,
hey, listen. If I said, "Oh man, I love it. It's the best way," I'd be lying. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's enjoyable enough, and I'm probably continue to see where it goes, but I'm not like rushing to it. And it's not like Cobra Kai, where we're just like we can't wait to finish it. Like the only time we stopped and took a break was to get chicken. Was to get Popeye's spicy chicken sandwiches.
Yummy.
Oh, you got to bring a Popeye's spicy chicken. Oh. Ooh, God. Oh, I know what I'm having tomorrow.
No.
Okay, no.
Now I'm going to have one too. Damn it.
Okay, well, that could wait then. All right, well, anyway. Enough of this Popeye spicy. No, you can never have enough Popeye spicy chicken.
I know, it's so good.
It's so good. So good. How did I live before we're not knowing about Popeye spicy chicken? See, the Popeye spicy chicken is more interesting than WandaVision.
It is. Or IKEA sour cream and onion chips.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is turning into a food video.
You can tell I'm getting hungry. So,
all right.
Yeah, it's like what, a 6 out of 10 for me. And if you,
for me, it's 2.5 out of 6 Chewbaccas.
That works. All right. Tell us what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42,
and I am wanting a Popeye spicy chicken sandwich.
Me too. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.
Damn.